Hey there guys, CrossFlux here, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. In the last episode, we kind of took the day off and explored the Wyvern Hill, and we claimed the Fly HM for our troubles. In today's episode, I say we'll get back to story missions, and we'll do that by tackling the Fiery Field by trying to help out that Spinda we saw a few episodes ago. Off screen, I already prepared my team just to save a little bit of time. The Fiery Field, as the name would suggest, is filled to the brim with fire types. As a result, I'm going to bring my own fire type Lizzie, Skipper for the water and ground super effectiveness, and Grim just because he's a good party member all around. I haven't used him in a while, and the only other party member I would even consider for this mission would be Tesla, but seeing as how he's a steel type Pokemon, that's not very good for a fire dungeon. So, items are pretty standard. I've brought a little bit of extra food than I otherwise would bring because the Fiery Field doesn't really have much food to be found in it, and seeing as how it's 30 floors big, that's quite a while to go without food. So, without further ado, let's head straight in. Also, I should mention that you're required to bring either the Surf HM or have a party member know Surf in order to access this dungeon. But since Skipper knows it, and it's a good move to use in this dungeon, it's not really that big of a deal. So, as I mentioned, 30 floors long. That's pretty long. The downside to this place is the Pokemon that can be found here are actually pretty tough. They deal lots of damage, and they have lots of HP in return, so you're gonna be fighting them quite a while unless you have super effective moves to make use of. Let's see what else. Some items that you can find in this dungeon are, for the most part, the standard fare. You'll get a large variety of, not gummies, I was about to say gummies. I mean, it's seeds, orbs, held items, stuff along those lines. But the really rare finds that you're really going to want to pick up, if you can, are stat boosting items, like iron or protein. They're pretty rare in this dungeon, but they are technically able to be found here. So hopefully I'll be able to show that if I'm lucky. If not, not too big of a deal. What else? On floor 29, the second to last floor of the dungeon, you can find fire stones. And actually, I believe they're the only items that you can find on that floor. So fire stones are used for evolution items, as many of you probably already know, but thought I'd say it just in case. So if you're going for completion of recruitment and whatever, then I definitely recommend sticking around on those floors and picking up a couple while you're here. Word of caution though, a lot of the Pokemon in this dungeon have the Flash Fire ability, meaning they take no damage from fire moves at all, and they're actually gain a boost in power from that. So if you bring fire types along with you in this dungeon, just be really careful with who you use those fire moves on. Some standout threats in this place are probably the Camerupt and the Cargo, just because they both have really, really high HP values, and they're able to deal lots of damage with their Earthquake move. So, obviously, Earthquake hits the whole party, so unless you have a flyer like Lizzie here, or resist ground moves, or have the Levitate ability, you're going to have to take those Pokemon out very, very quick. Another interesting thing about this dungeon, and I should be done after that as far as the explanation goes, is that every 5th floor, basically every floor that is a multiple of 5, will always have the sunny day weather in play. So you'll want to either have a Pokemon in your team that knows the move Rain Dance, or bring a couple rainy orbs with you into your inventory to replace that weather as soon as possible. Because again, sun will boost the power of fire moves, which will obviously help the allies in this dungeon, or I should say enemies in this dungeon. Those that are native to this dungeon benefit from the sun, and it also weakens the power of water moves, so even Skipper's super effective Surf and Water Gun won't be able to do too much damage to the foes in this place when that sunny day is in place. So yeah, I think I've really said all I need to say about that, so I'll meet you guys at the very end of the dungeon, so cue the music now. guys, I'm going to cut back in here. It seemed that I was wrong about floor 29. Firestones are able to be found here, however, that's not the only items that you'll find on this floor. Because it seems I've been finding quite a few TMs on this floor already. Let's see, I'll dump some of these plain seeds. I'm pretty sure I'm actually out of reviver seeds. If I remember correctly, I only brought 3 along with me. So that means I might be in a little bit of trouble here coming up. But we'll just have to play it safe and kind of see what happens. Because, as one would imagine with a story-related mission, this dungeon is going to end with a boss fight. So, obviously, being out of reviver seeds means boo-boos for me. Ow, okay, that double kick is really getting annoying. But at least Grim got a level for all this. Poor Grim's actually been the one using the most reviver seeds. I think I used 1 and then he used 2. Anyways, in preparation for this boss fight here, I'm going to check out Skipper's moves. Alright, he has plenty of power points left. Time to go ahead and pass leadership back over to him, so that I can make use of some super effective moves coming up here. What compelled you to come? The likes of you have no business being here. I am Entei. I live surrounded by the fiery lava of volcanoes. If you refuse to leave, I shall forcefully expel you. Alright, doesn't really give us any chance to speak for ourselves. That seems to be a thing with the bosses of this post-game stuff. Skipper and Lizzie don't seem to really say too much. I guess that's because you can technically do these post-game dungeons without Lizzie and Skipper. You don't really have to use your main character or your partner, so I guess that's why they didn't give them any speaking roles. But still, I figured, you know, the game could track if you're using your main character or your partner, so I figured they could have put dialogue in if you chose to use them. But anyways, Entei here has a couple different moves at his disposal, none of which are really threatening to the party that you more than likely brought into this dungeon, seeing as how the party members you most likely brought in are water, ground, and rock types. But I'll throw up on screen his exact moveset and stuff. But ideally the strategy for him is to just keep wailing on him with super effective moves, and he'll go down pretty easily. Ugh, I lost. You, what do you wish? I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to give you this feather. This is the clear wing. I understand now. To meet that Pokemon. Stand aside. And... dang it, he burned it up. Oh wait, it actually transforms into the red wing. It's kind of like alchemy. He's transforming one element into another. Take this and go west. There you will find the lightning field. You will know your path there. Now go. Alright. Well, now that we have something changed with our clear wing, we now have access to the next field. And if many of you know Pokemon, the fact that we saw Entei here at this field probably implies that the lightning field is going to have another familiar Pokemon as the final boss of that area. So guys, I really want to thank you for sticking through to this episode. I always appreciate it. Remember to have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next episode where we tackle the next field in our path. See you guys then.